Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Some clever person pointed out in the comments of one of the previous episodes, and I'm sorry I do not remember who it was, that now that we have a bank, it doesn't really make sense to hold on to trinkets that we are pretty sure we're not going to use, because if we convert them into money, they'll accumulate interest, whereas their value is not increasing, just sitting in our inventory. So let's go ahead and sell off a bunch of this garbage. Let's hold on to a pair of lucky dice. It's not impossible that we might use those. We definitely will never use this. This is maybe something I've been disregarding, actually. This is probably in almost all situations better than a legendary bracer, right? Because the legendary bracer only gives you a little bit more damage, but the speed penalty is harsh. And the minus 50% healing skills affects the Crusader's outgoing heals. It's not healing received, so it's a pretty small penalty. Anyway, we're going to sell this, and yeah, I'm never going to use that. Never going to use that. We probably don't need two of these, and also, they're easy enough to find if we do lose the other one. Nope. Nope. No, I'm not gonna use that. Probably not. Definitely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, a lot of these trinkets that just, like, increase the chance for a thing to happen, or, you know, increase your max HP and stuff, I really don't place a lot of value on. It's not totally impossible you might want to use this, and that really is, like, the criteria we're judging on at this point. All of this stuff is potentially useful. I guess the Book of Holiness... Don't we have 2 orange de-stress books now? Yeah, there's no situation where I'm using the Book of Holiness. Let's dump that nonsense. I'm gonna not sell these. These are potentially usable, and I don't want to sell any set trinkets until we see the full set that they're a part of, because really, you have to judge them based on that. And we can't sell this because it'll put it back in the ancestral pool, and we don't want to see it again. We can't sell that because it's a busted off tentacle of the Baron, and nobody would buy it. And these are all heads in bags. We want to keep these because if we get rid of these, they go back into the collector pool. And I want the collector pool just to be the trapezohedron. Okay, so now we're at 57. And so we're accumulating 5% interest on this. That's much better. Thank you, person who corrected my thinking on that one. We have a bloody herb. We could sell this. You know what? Let's not be silly. There's a chance that we'll have to bail, right? Let's just take it easy here. All right. Okay, Janelle, if you say so. All right, let's just... We're going into the Warrens, so we probably want some medicinal herbs. There's definitely a use for bandages. Bandages, keys, medicinal herbs. Holy water could be useful, but... I don't want to overload. We're going to pick up loot pretty quickly. Remember, the Antiquarian does compress our inventory in a way at the same time as she's expanding it, because we're going to have to devote a slot or two to the heirlooms and stuff that she picks up. This is probably fine. Okay, I expect this to be lucrative and, I hope, not that difficult. So we're gonna it's movement shenanigans, right? We're gonna be bouncing our grave robber around.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Well, that's awkward. I don't really want to use a shovel right away, but it's very inefficient for us to walk all the way around and then walk back to the junction.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Alright, remember to use the Antiquarian when interacting with things. And I didn't end up bringing my sun ring, right? Yeah, so I don't have to be super concerned about the light level. Alright, 9 to 20. Not bad, considering she's level 1. Yeah, this is not terrible. I kind of like this, actually.
Annihilate.
That's lovely. That was gorgeous. Okay, what are we gonna do with you? I guess we just have her get started. She could debuff one enemy for -10 accuracy, but like let's just lay in the damage. She hits like for 3/4 of a hit at this point. Later on, it will be worse. Because her damage will not scale up as well as everybody else's. At some point, she'll be like hitting for half a hit and then considerably less than half a hit. Alright, and already it's starting. Let's hope we can get a crit there.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Yeah, that lunge is really something. I'm pleased with this strategy.
The promise of safety.
Do we just have at him, or maybe like... Can you flash powder the back row? Yeah, sure. This might prevent some stress. And for now, we'll just lay into this guy and trust the Vestal and the Grave Robber to deal with the Swine Drummer. So he's on 65% stun resist. Easy. There's so many ways in which the Antiquarian is, I think, maybe even made worse than she needs to be. Alright. I was lucky. Like, she could have... she could have a little bit of damage. Just like a token amount of damage. Flash Powder could be -90%, so that it can crit, you know, and maybe give you a small amount of stress relief or something, like... This is probably not going to work, but I thought it was worth it. Oh, hey, it did. Cool. So he's going to bleed. He's not going to blight out. If I bellow at him, I might do one. Nope. I really want to get, obviously, a heal off. Wow, I really... Boy, that sounded like he shouted vertical precision, which is a strange thing to say. I had a moment there where I was like, what? Wayne, what are you talking about? Alright, just trying to waste time here. I'd like to get one more turn out of this Vestal. Alright, finish him, Griffin.
Give them no quarter.
Hell yeah, she's doing it. Oh, let's remember to do this. That's interesting. When you change the order of the party, the selection remains on the slot rather than the character.
Efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Man, it sure would be sweet if Lunge could target the back row of the enemy party. Alright, let's try to maybe remove at least one of these stress guys. Minimum damage. You're killing me. Well, I was hoping not to have to commit this attack to the drummer, because I wanted to hit the slasher with it. But let's just make sure. I'm very frustrated by the fact that we got so little damage out of them.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Critical vomit.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
What is going on in this dungeon?
Ears.
Okay.
The end approaches.
Yeah, so it seems. It does kind of seem like the end is approaching, doesn't it? Alright, can he bellow? Can he shout hard enough to kill this wretch? He can. Alright, that was all we needed. He's at 8 health. He's gonna go down to... I should have bandaged him. I kind of forgot that we had bandages, because we often don't. I wish she had her heal. I guess let's lower somebody's accuracy. I mean, she can give somebody 5 dodge and 20% prot. I guess, because we're going to heal him. He's going to be in better shape in a second. Please crit. Alright, well, five's not bad. Okay, I still think it is worth it to bandage. Let's maybe slow this fight down a little bit. Alright, unfortunately, the Vestal cannot attack here, right? Actually, attacking here guarantees that we don't take any damage this turn. Well, it doesn't guarantee, but dude only has 2 dodge. Virtually guarantees.
Another abomination cleansed from our
Okay,
lands.
you get a little stress relief too. We're definitely going to have to eat some food after this fight. Yeah, I think lower his accuracy is the most helpful thing you can do. We definitely try to establish another stun, because it would be really cool if I could get some healing time in. Average heal of 5 versus an average heal of 2 across 3 people. This allows me to fish for crits, maybe get a little bit more efficiency out of it. Nope, it's going to heal for minimum on everybody. That sucks. Alright, better.
Can be healed, but never hidden.
So we're going to have to eat some food, probably. Which is fine.
This expedition at least promises success.
Oh, we have a journal page. Yeah, I don't really want to eat a bunch more food, because there's a lot of dungeon left, and we could spawn a whole bunch of hunger events. But we're probably too low on health to just push on. Now let's eat 1 hunger event's worth of food, and then we'll trust to our healing abilities from here. What's the story with her heal? It can only be used when she's in the back too. I mean, she's usually in the back too. I should be using Festering Vapors more, probably.
Cruel machinations spring to life
You know what?
with a singular purpose.
That is totally worth a bandage. Okay, scout, that's good. A little bit of information. So, I think we're gonna... That's a lot of curios. I think at this point, it probably makes sense for us to head all the way over here and grab this. It's inefficient, but it's still less efficient than doing this one would have been, because it's an extra couple of hallways. Nobody read those. Everybody avert your gaze. Are you good at traps? You're not. Okay, well she is. I actually really like the Grave Robber, and I'm kind of bummed that we haven't gotten to use him very often. Let me think. I could kill the torch, hit all these curios, backtrack, come back to here, and camp. Or I could not kill the torch, do all that stuff, come back here, and fight. I mean, I could even just kill the torch and do this fight in the dark and camp here, and that will definitely allow us to repair ourselves significantly. Let's not loot this stuff on the way in, because I want to kill the torch at the last possible moment so as to take the least possible stress from just normal walking stress. So who's got a negative quirk that could really be removed, could stand to be removed? Stress Eater's very annoying. God-fearing, like those things that lock you into a particular trait are kind of annoying. We could guarantee that she gets rid of Calm. I'm going to do that, actually. That's actually pretty okay. now we'll back up.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts.
Ah, there's a lot of loot. We're finding a lot of stuff. I think I probably want to drop the bandages over anything else. Do I want 2 holy water? Actually, I'm going to use the holy waters. Stop talking and go backwards. Okay. Nobody touched that. Yeah, we are doing okay on loot so far. Things are going alright. So now the question, do we do this battle? There sure won't be a lot of dungeon left. I have 4 torches. I guess that's kind of just pushing it for no reason. Yeah, let's camp.
A moment of respite.
Stress eater.
Chance to steel oneself against
Fine.
horrors.
I think we're fine. I think we're okay on food. It's not really that much dungeon left, and we still do have 2 medicinal herbs. So if we encounter any of the food curios, we can get a bunch of food. All right, give me a trinket. Ooh, a blue. Minus 100% food consumed. Huh. So why don't we just go ahead and lay that on you? We have 10 time units left. We probably want to try to get some stress down. We can go for some gallows humor. Okay. And then we do sanctuary. We probably want to prevent the ambush. Just keeps us safer. And then we have 2 time units left, so we could do pilfer, or we could do resupply twice. Or we could do like a wound care. Or we could do an encourage on the man-at-arms and possibly be able to get him to a point where he doesn't have to be manually de-stressed after the adventure. I think the antiquarian's probably not doable, but we might be able to do this. Your fashion sense alone could fell an army. I don't think that was a compliment.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Okay, so now that she's no longer calm, we should see Lunge doing even more damage. Aw.
Executed with impunity.
Extreme overkill.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
She hit him for 4 times his max health. Oh, you're kidding. Oh no, actually, he has a huge stun chance. Or stun resist. I'm just gonna, I'll just do this now. You're kidding me with this. Come on, Vestal. Give me a Vestal turn. You suck. If I bellow at him, it'll probably... Yeah, it'll knock him down to 2, so he'll die before he can attack, but... Nope, never mind. I was going to say he'll die before he can attack, but we might still be able to get a Vestal shot in, because obviously I don't want to let him attack. His attack produces stress, even when it doesn't crit.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
This is almost going too smoothly, in the sense that like we might have to do another run after this, because we're getting through this real fast. Okay, we're making a lot of money here. And it looks like we are going to have to go all the way to that last room. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Destroyed.
Yeah, pretty okay. So their blight resist is super high. Not going to try any blight shenanigans. You know what? I'm just gonna heal a little bit. I think we have this one under control. Man-at-Arms can finish you off, probably. Ooh, maybe not. Hey, your stun resist is low. This will give us time to get a pick into his face. Although, actually, she probably just... Yeah, she probably just straight up kills the other one. Okay. I was a little concerned about how that was going to go if he was able to stack up more blight. Never mind, everything's fine.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Now, we may as well go over here and get this curio. Oh, I forgot to rearrange. Don't get the easy one-shot at the beginning of the fight. I wish there was an option you could check in the menu that just made your party reset to default order at the end of every fight. That'd be a thing I'd like to be able to turn on and off. Minus 20% damage really does suck. Like, plus 40% stun chances is very, very, very good. But the damage penalty on this shield gives me pause about whether I should be equipping it or not. Because it really does suck, and also it goes against my universal philosophy of completely disregarding defense while dramatically overemphasizing offense.
Pummeling.
That said, having a dude who can potentially, and not even, like, pretty reasonably, keep any enemy stunned for 2 turns is nice. There's a lot of value in that. And other people can always do most of the damage. Wow.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, so somebody's taking this dodge stone. It's... Nope, it's not you. You know what? Let's... Oh, this is awkward. It's hard to swap trinkets around right now. I was going to give her Book of Sanity to him, because I don't really want to have a speed drop on anybody else. She's going last almost all the time. Anyway... Yeah, whatever. It's fine. And this has to go into our actual loot, because we don't have a person to carry that. I think we're probably not... Oh, let's not throw the bandages away while someone's bleeding. That would seem very cruel. I think we're probably not going to end up needing the medicinal herbs or the shovel, but you know what? We have not scouted the last hallway yet. And then we can... now we can swap stuff. Actually, without an open inventory spot, it is actually a huge pain in the ass to switch trinkets around.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Yeah, this has gone super, super well. So plus 3% crit is the set bonus. Honestly, the other item in this set would not have to be very good for that to be worth taking. Alright, that minus 100% food item is definitely having some value here.
Back to the pit.
Yes, the pit that all spiders issue from. I'm not one of those people. I don't think of myself as one of those people who has like a spider thing. I know a lot of people are super creeped out by spiders. Basically, I think spiders are pretty great. For the most part, what spiders do is they remove stuff that I would like less to have in my home. Spider on duty keeps a lot of the gross flying bugs away.
Another one falls.
But I'd be lying if I said that they're not creepy. Like, they're still... Even though I like them, there's something about like the movement of 8 legs that just freaks me right the hell out. A strong, visceral reaction How many torches do I have? 2? I'm debating killing the lights before... Actually, you know what I'm going to do is just not interact with this yet. We'll come back to it. Please watch your step.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Hey, look, a thing that could give us food. These guys only have 4 speed. I think the lunge will take care of this guy, so we start in on another guy, or let's crash his accuracy. Maybe we can prevent him from stressing us out. I don't know, just one of them. Just stun one of them.
A momentary abatement.
Her speed is 8. How did she end up almost going... The guy with 7 speed and the guy with 8 speed were the last ones. Ugh.
Obliterated.
Aw. No effect from the accuracy penalty. This is part of why I don't super love the, you know, like, minus accuracy plus resistance. Because they're not guaranteed to have an effect, right? You can still roll around them. And that's true to some extent for a lot of things in this game, but not everything. There's a difference, you know? Let's make sure this guy doesn't get a turn after his stun wears off. We definitely want to deal with this as well. And keep in mind, she doesn't have any buffs to her dagger throw. Just, like, throwing knives at people is apparently a real solid way of fighting. I want to use her to kill this guy off. What are the odds that she just one-shots him? Good enough. Nope, didn't get there. Well, who do I think is going to go first? Maybe they were both... I don't know. Please stop blighting my poor Vestal.
Be wary.
Okay.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Alright, let's go back into the hallway and search that backpack. Because in the dark, we are more likely to find things in it. I know that's how it works in real life. Makes sense.
And baubles, paid for in blood.
And then the food, the little bit of food we're bringing home is more valuable than a bottle of holy water. The shovel should be too. Yeah, okay. Well, we ran out of inventory right as we ran out of dungeon. It's pretty good.
Experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
Yeah, not too bad. And the interest payment from the bank should be pretty significant this month, so good stuff. And a whole bunch of crests, which we needed quite badly. And only new positive traits. Alright, well, I don't know that I've ever seen a mission be that successful before.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
I kind of wish that it listed your bank payments in the week summary. Alright, let's pop in here real quick. Ooh, a level 2 Plague Doctor. What is our deal right now? We do only have one Plague Doctor. And I like the Plague Doctor. I think it's Plague Doctor is a strong class. But we would dismiss a Man-at-Arms. Do I want to do that? No, probably not. Our problem right now is not that we have too few people to go in back, right? Although, we are somewhat limited on in our ability to actually target the back row. We've had some issues with that. I think we're okay on Plague Doctors, probably. So what's next, huh? There are not a huge number of trinkets left that we're still looking for. There's, I think, 1 or 2 orange class specifics that I would like to have. So at this point, I suppose we can just start taking bosses. Do we do that right now? What else is on the table? A life crystal, that's not, like, mind-blowing. None of this stuff is really loot that I'm looking for. Maybe we do another green and just, like, elevate a bunch of these guys to level 3. Get ourselves going. Yeah, none of this stuff is really shocking me. Okay, yeah, why don't we do this? The Cove needs a little bit of XP, and we need to get our people up to yellow tier, because yellow tier is really where the game is now. So, do we just take the same party? Griffin's looking a little worse for the wear. Well, we should probably eject Griffin. Not that she's useless or anything, but Flagellant's not totally ideal in the Cove, but it's not a big deal. Well, we'll make it work. And it doesn't really matter that he's a little bit stressed out, because if he freaks out, it's almost good. Alright, so we still have some people who have some stress stuff going on. We can finally de-stress Griffin. Griffin, who will only drink. And then these people could be de-stressed, but in addition to there being a monetary cost, there's also a risk, right? Every time you put somebody in the de-stress facility, there's a chance for some things to occur, some stuff to go down. So let's maybe not do that. Does anybody have a disease that I'd really like to remove? I'm not that worried about scurvy, but disease removal is cheap. The thing is, scurvy's so unlikely to make a difference. And there's a pretty good chance that we're going to get it removed for free when he becomes a vampire again. So, how about negative traits? We actually have enough money to be, like, removing negative traits that really suck. So let's talk about those. Who has a negative trait? Fear of Eldritch is a real bummer. We can lock in Deadly at the same time. Who has one that I'd really like to drop? Slow Reflexes is not very good. She doesn't really have a compelling positive to lock in, though. Nervous is a bummer. But we could put, like, Warrior of Light on. Yeah, that won't be super cheap, but we're in a good place money-wise right now. Oof. It's 9,000 gold to lock in a positive trait. Maybe we don't bother. If this was a primarily damage-dealing class, maybe, but I think I'm just gonna let it go. I would like a Vestal to not be nervous, though. That's expensive. Anybody else have one that's, like, really... Stress Heater's not locked in yet on him. Let's get rid of that, too. It's a bummer, but it's less of a bummer. Alright. That's a lot of money. That's why I don't usually do that. Hey, we can buy an orange, but it's not an orange that's any good. And how are we doing on... We're way, way short on this stuff, and we're also way, way short on this stuff, yeah. This is green we're about to do... Okay, it awards portraits. That's good. Alright, so I unequipped all of our trinkets before deciding what to do. But we're going to go basically with the same kind of setup. I'm going to give the Flagellant his Shard of Glass, I think. Not that I think it's a particularly great item, but enemies are bleed resistant in here. I mean, not all of them, though. And I honestly, like... Accuracy is probably more valuable. And then we'll do this, and this way we have lots of room for loot. And we should probably give people skill and gear upgrades. Bellow is okay. I think I want Retribution. Maybe we take off Command. Command's not bad, it's just that, like... It's very difficult for me to justify a buff when I could be killing things. Bellow at least gives us some way of hitting the back row. It was useful at least once during the last mission, so... Okay. And back to here. Actually, not a lot of upgrading to do on this one. Okay. And for maximum banking, let's go ahead and sell anything that we know we're not going to use. I certainly don't need 2 of those. I'm never going to use that. Okay. Honestly, I don't even bring my surgical gloves a lot. We're never going to use the Warrior's Cap again, probably. Okay, let's do it. Let's go get some Cove XP, see if we can get this leveled up. Because we do need to see the extra yellow boss, and especially in the Cove it's valuable because the bosses in the Cove are relatively quite easy. Alright, so let's bring 2 blood for our guy. We definitely want to bring medicinal herbs in case we encounter some coral. Obviously we need this stuff. Keys, because it's possible... There's always chests, and it's possible there will be a secret room. And then... I'm a little bit less concerned with bandages. Since we're doing an apprentice level, we won't run into any of those big crabs. Holy water and anti-venom are both useful, but like... I'm just going to end up throwing them away, probably. Yeah, this is fine. I'm actually even going to bring another medicinal herb, because there's a lot of curios in here that medicinal herbs are the correct interaction for. Okay, and I think this... Is this going to get everybody in the party up to level 3? It would be cool to have a second flagellant available, because they seem very powerful.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming
That's a
with
little awkward.
galactic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
Okay, and he's cool right now. Never mind. He noticed me noticing, and he was like, oh man, I better act up. Alright, food, but also loot. Pretty good. There's no reason not to just put this here. It has no negatives. Okay, not a bad start. This time we actually probably are going to run out of torchlight by the end, because these are some very long hallways. Huh. Do I want to loot both of these fish already? No. You know what? We'll make this decision on the way back. Because on the way back, we'll have a little bit more information.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
I don't remember what happens. I'm pretty sure you can use holy water on this thing to get a different effect from it, but I don't remember what that effect is. Well, screw this guy. But he's probably under control now, right? Like, I should just...
Eradicated.
Yeah, we probably have him. He's gonna... Actually, we don't have to hit him at all. We can let him have his one turn, and then he'll bleed out before he can explode. And his first turn move is not terribly dangerous. I think I made the right call there. If I have to let one of them have an action, it was right to let Gargling Grab happen, because Octocestus, when it crits, can be a real pain. Oh, I forgot about this. Actually, I should rearrange the party so that the Flagellant is in the front, probably. I mean... Let's go ahead and do that, I suppose. His stun resist is high enough that... I mean, this is not a terrible play. Yeah, it's better than a 50% chance to succeed.
Destroyed.
Unfortunately, the way this is working out means that we will not be able to use the default party order button to fix our party order. Oh no! get to go first.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I don't even have any holy water. Never mind. I think it just gives a buff, right? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we actually want to do is have her in the back, but the flagellant in the front. Because if the Man-at-Arms gets moved to the third slot, he can still use Rampart and Retribution, and using Rampart will move him forward from to a position where he can use Crush next turn. So if we're going to keep up with these movement shenanigans, this is actually the correct party order, which is not, unfortunately, the default party order. Alright, solid dodge. I'm a little bit bummed that we haven't gotten any good scouting yet. Thanks. I didn't actually know her name. Thanks, Riabu. What a terrible name. I suppose the grouper is the second most dangerous enemy here, and we can't actually hit the most dangerous one, so wow. That was okay. Good job. I wonder if I maybe should ignore the lunge. Like, let's try to get rid of this guy. I wish he was going after the Vestal so I know whether it makes sense to bellow or not. Well, I'll just assume that bellow's wrong because it's probably wrong. We'll lay into the Deep Stinger and do minimum damage. Oh no. If that stuns... Yep, that's really awkward.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay, never mind. Everything's fine. Seems like the crit chances have been really, really high today, huh? It's just one of those things. It's like the, it's an environmental thing, like the barometric pressure or something. Meteorology is not a perfect science, and neither is crit prediction. Well, this has not gone exactly the way I would have predicted. So here's what I was thinking. We can do like this sequence. That lets us do quite a lot of damage. While also rearranging our party in a way that is, I think, beneficial, because she's in a spot where she can use all of her skills now. And
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
don't make fun of the dead fish man. I'm not sure that he could hear you when he was alive. He definitely can't hear you now.
Victory nonetheless.
Okay, so... we didn't find any more medicinal herbs. Nothing has really, really changed. Except that now our inventory is full. So part of the reason I wanted to walk down and then hit these on the way back is that we could have found more medicinal herbs, right? And that would have made it clearer to us whether it was sensible to spend both of our existing herbs on looting these fish. Because I really would like to have some medicinal herbs left over if we encounter any of that freaky coral. Thing is, if we don't use medicinal herbs, both of our medicinal herbs, when searching these two fish, we might not actually be able to carry much of the loot that we find, depending on what it is. No, I'm just going to search them.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. Because I really would like to be able to make use of some of that coral. Free negative trait relief is, like, pretty valuable. As you saw from our trips to the sanitarium, that shit is not cheap. Is it a sanitarium or a sanatorium? I don't actually know what the difference is. A sanatorium... wait. One of them is basically like a spa. Sanatorium, maybe. Aw, she failed to kill something in one hit. He has 6 speed. You have 4 and you have 3. Alright, we should probably just finish him. The odds of the other people in the party getting to go before him were not good enough. See, this is why you've been condemned to the caves under the cliff nearby for all of eternity. Because you can't just walk around giving people the shocker, giving strange women the shocker. That shit is not acceptable in polite society.
Annihilated.
Damn, this is a grave robber.
This expedition at least promises success.
There's a lot to be said for positive crit chance. I feel like I don't talk about it very much. But, like, in addition to ending fights quickly, which is valuable, just critting all the time is so good for your stress levels.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles.
All right, can we please get some information about what is going on around here? Do I want to hit... No, I want to hit the one that hits the back rows, right?
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
We start in on this guy, and we'll probably be able to finish him off with just like a dagger throw next turn. Ah, but now if I stun the grouper, he will be knocked to the back, and he'll only hit people who are in the back. Although, it actually knocks back 2, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's knocked back 1. If I knock back 2 and could bring the shaman forward to slot 3, that would totally be worth doing. Well, you know what? He's not actually going to get to take his turn here. No, I'd still rather he hit the front rows. Let's stun this guy instead. Because while he's not, he would, if we had stunned him, obviously he wouldn't have gotten this turn. He's still pretty likely to get a turn during the next round before we can stop him. Never stop critting. Never stop critting them in the face. Oof. Just raw 12, man. It's not even that much of a buff. Just hit for 12. Well... Yeah, if this doesn't kill him and it just brings him low, it may be the case that we've set up a retribution.
Their formation is broken.
Yeah.
Maintain the
A lethal retribution that will hopefully get some bonus damage out onto... Nope, never mind. That's really unfortunate. He got hit really hard, but just barely not hard enough for it to actually have been a good thing. This is one of those situations where if you had one of his bleed myself skills equipped, it would probably be pretty good. Well, do I just want to heal him then? Yeah, probably. And obviously I'm not terribly worried about this guy. I think this guy's under control. Do I want to kill him, or do I... I think I'm gonna just try to give the Vestal a chance to show up. Fix our party order. Okay. There we go.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I think this is a pretty good thing to interact with if you have some holy water. I did not bring any, and I think that looks pretty correct now, based on the fact that we super do not have any inventory space. I think I'm going to let the light dwindle a little bit. Yeah, we might just camp here, because we're not going to be able to loot this chest very effectively with the super full inventory. She's like a reverse jester. Alright, come on, man-at-arms. Ah. If the Man-at-Arms went before this guy, Rampart would almost certainly have been enough damage to let him bleed out over 2 turns. Okay, you're under half now, so that's good. We want to leave that. Alright, make sure that dude bleeds out before his next turn. Okay, this is a pretty good party makeup. It's a little goofy with all the position dependent stuff, but I don't know. There's not a huge chance we're going to be able to get this guy. Actually, that was a lot of damage. Never mind. We're probably fine. Oh no, Exsanguinate can't hit the 3rd row. Oh, my whole plan is ruined. Well, he definitely doesn't need to do Redeem. I mean, I think I just do this? This guy's going to bleed out so he won't leave a corpse. It'll move... Ow. It'll move this guy forward. And then we can do it next turn? Damn it. Okay, well let's waste a little bit of time here. Damn it. Really wanted the Flagellant to have a turn there. Redeem on the Vestal would have been a fine move. Okay, well let's make camp, I guess.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Honestly, like our stress is very under control, in large part due to the extremely large number of crits we've gotten. Let's just like completely remove all of our stress, make ourselves safe, and then we have 6 time units to do whatever we want with, and we really, like, we don't need to do very much. This extra scouting chance is pretty good. And then we should probably heal him, but we could do maintain equipment. Could buff the party. He doesn't have weapons practice. Shoot. Well, we probably don't need it. You know, sometimes it's something reasonably valuable. And then we have 3 units left with which I'd Lash's Kiss, I guess. It makes more sense to do this than to wound care him. And we don't have anything else to do, really. Okay, cool. I'm glad you and your Cat O' Tails enjoy each other's company so much.
The light, the promise of safety.
Do I even want 2 food? I kind of think maybe I don't want 2 food more than I want. There's kind of a lot of dungeon left, though. I'm debating whether I want 2 food more than I want to hold on to this. Yeah, I guess let's take it. We could end up finding more food and having the combination of the 2 food drops be relevant, right?
Is only the first test.
Could end up being more than a hunger event. Which could end up mattering because there's so much walking left to do. Also, man, I would really love it if with our scouting buff we could get some damn scouting done now. This is tricky. Who's more dangerous? I guess I'm not too worried about a pelagic grouper that's in the front.
Impressive.
You just marked yourself for death. Nope, never mind. Maybe not. And that's really lucky for us that they went in that order. Because obviously from the 3rd row they don't have access to their best attacks. And they're going to keep displacing each other. Well, they're not going to keep displacing each other because this guy's going to bleed to death in a second. But you know what I mean. Unfortunately, he's not going to leave a corpse. So this actually doesn't work out the way that would be best. Minimum damage. That's a curse we haven't seen too much of this run. So I kind of screwed things up by ramparting without doing the lunge first. And now if I lunge, it'll move the flagellant back to a position where he doesn't have any attacks. Aw. So I probably just finish this guy off. Wait. Just one piece at a time, sweet thing, she said. Who is the... What are the pieces? Because that... What she's implying there could end up being, like, real gross. If you hit someone with a knife, and then you say something like that, I mean, the only reasonable conclusion to draw, right?
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
We didn't get a scout. Man. That makes it very difficult for me to know whether I want to use this key or not, because... Like, we haven't gotten really any scouting yet. We have no idea if there's a secret room. I'm not going to use the key. Okay, we had the flagellant check for that reason. Because nobody cares if he gets trapped. So it's a harsh world, but these are the things that are true. We see the flagellant get stabbed by a needle trap inside a lock, and we're all like, whew. Good, I'm glad that happened.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Definitely need heirlooms. It would be cool if we could find some more deeds and stuff. Alright, there's not a lot of combat left, most likely. It is possible to see multiple battles in a single hallway. We learned that. But I would bet that there is at most one battle in this hallway, so I almost want to just kill the torch before looting here. We're in really good shape right now, so it's possible that even if the battle doesn't go ideally, fighting in the dark wouldn't necessarily make us have to pay for de-stressing everybody. And these guys are all low levels, their de-stress costs are low.
Arrows may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Alright, well that's not really that useful. Actually, you know what? We have so many torches that we can just do this. And then kill the torchlight again afterward and go to the curio. And bad luck, we did not find a secret room. Oh well. Man, the beginning of every battle should go like this. That's a pretty successful combination of abilities. Alright, so he's dead. I guess we do a group heal and, yeah, fish for a crit. Maybe remove a little bit of stress from somebody. I was trying to... I just completely misclicked there.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Well, this one was less exciting.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
I mean, it went well enough. I certainly can't say that anything bad happened, but
Things are driven back for a time.
this one was merely successful. Getting back to it on Crest, though. I like that. We got 2 portraits and 4 deeds, which is not enough. Ugh, and this got almost nobody to level 3, in fact. Well, we need a man-at-arms. I would like to have a man-at-arms developed and actually up in the... Oh.
Interest and obsession. Mile mark.
This thing again.
Road to damnation.
Alright, everything went pretty smoothly. Cool. Plus disease resist if torch is low, plus bleed skill chance if torch is even lower, plus stress, but 5% crit. So just 5% crit for plus stress in a lot of cases. The disease and... Well, that's bleed skill chance, not bleed resist. That's a little better. Huh. That's interesting. We do have a party of functional level 5s. I don't know. It's weird. This is a weird thing. What are the other awards we have, or the other rewards we have available? I wouldn't mind having Crusader's Orders. That's a thing that sometimes is worth equipping, depending on the role of your Crusader. We don't really need any of that. Don't need a Blasphemous Vial, but 4 Portraits is a good mission reward. I should be looking at that. This has 8 deeds. Yeah, right now we're in a place where heirlooms probably matter more than the actual loot. Ooh, the Ancestor's Pen. This is a very, very good item. Okay. Okay. We're doing this. Let's take a quick look. Just sanity check. Oh, that's a very good item as well. We gotta start doing red sometime. And the Ancestor's Pen is very compelling loot. I don't like that it's just crests as a reward. This gives deeds. Yeah, maybe we should do this instead. The Ancestor's Pen is so powerful and it has almost no downside. I'm just scared. Is the real reason I'm looking askance at this is that I'm just scared that we're all gonna die. We gotta start doing red sometime. And this is not a bad party, right? We do like... Oh no, what am I... Kusi, obviously. Yeah, this is a good party. It's explore 90% of rooms. It's a very reliable mission length. Allows us to exercise a little bit of selection. We don't necessarily have to do every room battle that we find. And it's a very good trinket. I suppose the other thing to think about here is that the ruins need a little bit more progress to expose the next boss, while the Warrens don't, because killing this boss will do enough progress to reveal the next one. This is Abomination only, while this is good for about half of the classes. Can you imagine that grave robber running around, Ancestor's Pen, and that letter opener? Yeah, okay. We're gonna do it. All right. This makes me very nervous. Do we unequip everything? Let's get it all back and figure this out. So we know that you want to take your wounding helmet. You don't want that. That's not very good. We know that you'll want to take your cauldron. It's a lot of damage with not a lot of downside. The enemies here mostly are not eldritch. They're mostly, I think, beast typed. Ooh, so maybe we should actually get Tinel in here instead of the Bounty Hunter, because this does bonus damage versus beasts. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. I almost wonder if it might be worth it to pull the Plague Doctor and put them both in, have one of them in slot 3, because then we have a Mark party going, right? Like, if I do this, then Vulnerability Hex is really powerful. Where do we place the Bounty Hunter? The question is, do we want to be Blackjack Houndmaster or Cry Havoc Houndmaster? If you're wondering, this ability looks a little strange because the targeting information for friendly abilities is not on the ability for no reason. I can't believe they still haven't fixed that. But this affects everyone in the party. It has a 66% chance per character to remove stress from that character. So it's actually pretty good. Yeah, this way we get to play with 3 stuns, because we don't have uppercut, but we do have flashbang, and then we also have blackjack. But I'm going to run them like this. And that way we can do Cry Havoc. Guard Dog is fine. Now that we only have 1 healer, does it maybe make more sense for me to have Lick Wounds? A Guard Dog is also good with only 1 healer, because it can potentially save people's lives till the healer can get his stuff back in order. And then you just do that thing that you do. You're going to need some minor upgrades. Yeah, okay. I think this is right. We probably don't want to equip his mark. He's going to always want to punch. Okay, so let's figure out the loot, or the gear. This is not right. This is not the thing I want. We could give him a focus ring. So accuracy and damage are both like pretty straight percentage scalars on your damage output. But they stack multiplicatively effectively, whereas 2+ damage items will stack additively. There is a cap on how much useful accuracy you can have, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the average enemy dodge chance is at this level, but we're going to just go ahead and do something like this, I think. For her, we'll get accuracy and de-stress plus a damage item. You can have... So now he's all dog attacks, so maybe this makes a lot of sense then. Plus 15 accuracy with pretty limited downsides. And then a damage item. Again, pretty limited downsides. And then you are still going to be dealing damage a pretty significant amount of the time with Abyssal Artillery, at least at the beginning of fights. We definitely want to not have you freak out. Okay, that's not a problem. He's a Warren's Explorer. That's actually really helpful. I like Scouting Chance a lot, if I hadn't made that clear. So we have a lot of class-specific damage items here, allowing us to skip the Legendary Bracer. I think I'm pretty happy with... Do I want to maybe, like, not take this and instead take Surgical Gloves? Because if I don't have this on, then we don't have anything requiring our light level to be high for us to be useful. And it's a long mission. There's going to be periods where we are in the dark. Not huge periods, but it's going to happen. Yeah. As much as I like minus 25% stress, and I do really, really like it. Let's do this, and then we can afford to fight in the dark without any loss of effectiveness, basically. Stress is going to be an issue, but we have Cry Havoc. Yeah, okay. I'm nervous as hell. I don't know if that's coming through in my voice. But we got to start doing the hard stuff sometimes. So that's going to be it for today. Come back next time. We're headed into the Warrens for our first champion tier mission. Fingers crossed, everybody. We'll see you then.